Hello, everyone. Ed from On My Turntable here. It is Sunday, July 7th. Another hot and hazy and foggy, humid morning here in Connecticut. So, hope folks had a good 4th of July and a great Canada Day as well. And I just got back from vacationing myself up in Cape Cod with a buddy of mine. Summertime is here, the shades are on, so I'm already having a good time this summer, catching up with friends and family and doing some record shopping as well. But this is a video that I wanted to do before I went on vacation. I wanted to put something together to show some of my 45 collection. I have a lot of 45s, been collecting them since I was a kid, and what inspired me to do it is a combination of channels I've seen out there. Mark over at Mad for Vinyl, he has a great channel, a lot of great content. He does a specific series around the 45s he's collecting and archiving, which is great. And Randall Weaver, of course, has this great 45 jukebox that he plays and spins those 45s for us to check out and listen to. So I'll put links to both their channels below, but you're probably familiar with them anyway, I'm sure, but I'll put them down there. Great channels. I really love watching their content. So for me, I'm just going to show 5 45s that were out there in the summertime from the 60s, 70s, and 80s. Stuff that I love, stuff that I listen to, and all these tunes would be out there, something you'd be hearing either on the beach or at a house party, blasting from the AM radio in your car. And these are great, great, great summer songs. So very top 40 driven, no surprise, and we're off. So first up, Summer 67, Music Explosion, a little bit of soul. Take 1 part garage, 1 part bubblegum, and this is what you get. A great one-hit wonder, a little bit of soul, Music Explosion. Gotta have some Motown in here if we're talking about the 60s, the Summer 67. One of my favorite Four Tops tracks, 7 Rooms of Gloom. The Funk Brothers are on fire on this track. A great series of records of the Four Tops around this time. Reach Out, I'll Be There, Standing in the Shadows of Love, all that stuff. Ironically enough, I've read that Levi Stubbs and the rest of the Four Tops didn't like this track. They didn't want to do it. They didn't want to sing it. I don't know if they've ever performed it live, but man, it is one of my favorite Motown tracks and one of my favorite Four Tops tracks. That is 7 Rooms of Gloom. On fire, just blasting out of the radio. Fantastic stuff. Also from the summer of 67, Bee Gees, To Love Somebody. It might be easier to list the artists who haven't covered this song because everybody's covered this song. It's a classic. You love it. We all know it. The Bee Gees from the summer of 67, To Love Somebody, released on Atco. Moving on to the summer of 68, good old Fifth Dimension and Stone Soul Picnic, written by one of my favorites, the incomparable Laura Nyro. So once again, just a beautiful pop production record. You've got Bones Howe producing, the Wrecking Crew is on here, the great harmonies of the Fifth Dimension, and of course, a phenomenal track by Laura Nyro, which was originally on her Eli and the 13th Confession LP. Just great lyrics, all about that theme of summertime on this record. Stone Soul Picnic, Sassafras, and Moonshine. Gotta have that. Great, great stuff. And last up for the 60s is, got to get one of these in here, Hot Fun in the Summertime, Sly and the Family Stone, Eats Its Way Out, are on August of 69, a classic track, a great Sly and the Family Stone track. Moving on to the 70s, where AM radio was king, got to go with some great summer tracks here. Another one-hit wonder, Brother Louie by Stories from the summer of 73, covering the Hot Chocolate tune. I've read before that they did this as a one-off. They had some studio time left, so they knocked this out pretty quickly. Turned out to be their one and only record and #1 hit. Just a great, great, great summertime song. Great song overall. Love that wah-wah guitar on this track. So, Brother Louie, Stories. Speaking of guitar licks and guitar solos, That Lady, Isley Brothers, Part 1 and Part 2 on the back. I think Eddie Isley did the solo on this. I read he did it in one take as a rehearsal. I don't know if that's true, but man, summer 73, That Lady, Isley Brothers, you can't beat it. Just great, great, funky record. Fantastic. Mellowing out a little bit, summer 74, Roberta Flack, Feel Like Making Love. I love Roberta Flack, a beautiful song. To me, this song is one of those little, listen to at dusk, the sun is going down, it's warm out, a little steamy, and just chilling out and listen to a great record and a great vocal and a beautiful arrangement. So Feel Like Making Love, Roberta Flack. Of course, with the 70s, you got to have some Elton in there. Summer 75, Someone Saved My Life Tonight was all over the radio. It's a great track. It's a great album. It's fantastic. And every time I've seen him live, he's always performed this. And it's just, classic Elton. I can't say anything else more about it, but Summer 75, this was all over the radio. And moving on up to the Summer 79, another one-hit wonder, Sniffing the Tears, Driver's Seat, off the LP Fickle Heart. Great record, a lot of fun, a great riff, just a fantastic record. Every time this comes on in the radio, in the car, it's absolutely fantastic. Moving up to the 80s, a very interesting time for Top 40. We'll start off with the summer of 1980 with the SOS Band, Take Your Time. I was about 12 or 13 years old. I remember roller skating to this to Milford Rollerland. I thought we were so cool. We'd roller skate every weekend, and Take Your Time was blasting all over the speaker system at Milford Rollerland. A great record by the SOS Band, great dance track. Same would go for this, Wacky Stuff, Stars on 45. Remember this? They're Dutch, I think, right? There was no end to this fad for a while. This actually went to #1. All the medley of all the Beatles tunes, a little bit of Venus intro in there, Sugar Sugar. Totally silly, totally a novelty at the time, something new, and everybody had it, as did I, as you can see. Once again, another Milford Rollerland special, Stars on 45 from the summer of '81. You're talking about the '80s, you got to talk about Prince, summer of '84. When Doves Cry. And at this time, I'm buying 45s, not only for the picture sleeves, but I'm also buying them for the B-sides, because for many years, as we know, the B-sides of Prince records you couldn't get anywhere else. So the B-side of this is 17 Days, just a kick-ass track from Prince, one of my favorite Prince songs, When Doves Cry from the summer of '84. Last two coming from the summer of '86. I was 19. Instead of me going to the Cape with my parents, my folks would go to the parents, and I'd have a bunch of house parties with the friends over for 2 weeks. Living like a king, the folks went around. Jermaine Stewart, we don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time. God, remember when every record on the radio sounded just like this? Unbelievable. It still holds up, a silly song, a lot of fun. We don't have to take our clothes off to have a good time and drink some cherry wine from Jermaine Stewart, summer of '86. And lastly, at my house parties, which is on the turntable all the time, Venus. Bananarama is a remake of Venus, which is crazy, over the top, but it totally works. Fantastic stuff. So that's it. Just some summertime series. I wanted to show some of my 45s. I wanted a way to do it. Keeping the sunglasses on for the summer. And yeah, so if anybody out there wants to also share and talk about their 7 inches, 45s that is, let's keep it clean, feel free to do so. Everybody have a good weekend. If you're watching this on the weekend, a good Sunday, or whenever you're watching this, have a good day. And I'll talk to you folks again soon. I have some new stuff to show in a couple of days. And it's like I say to everyone, with everything going on out there today, let's just take a moment just to be kind to one another. Thanks, folks.